Hello and welcome to Baking and Log. My name is Gunnar Larson and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Andrew. He's my cousin and I'm excited to make some lasagna. We were gonna do this in December, but
we both thought it was not a Christmas meal, so we just decided we would do it on January 1st. But come to find out, both of our families separately decided to have lasagna on Christmas Eve. So yeah. We were both a little shocked, but here we are starting the year off with a nice pan of lasagna.
Yep. The first thing that you're going to need for this are your ingredients, and they'll be
1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Italian spices, 3 cloves of grated or minced garlic, 28 ounces of whole tomatoes, 8 ounces of tomato sauce, 6 ounces of tomato paste, 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of bison and 1 pound of sausage, 10 lasagna noodles, grated Parmesan for the top garnish, and 16 ounces of ricotta cheese and 16 ounces of mozzarella cheese.
Alright, so now that we have our ingredients, we're going to start making our sauce. So we're going to go over to the cutting board and we'll start mincing our garlic cloves.
Okay. So we're going to take 1 clove of garlic, and we're going to flatten it out using the knife on the cutting board. And then after we've flattened it, we are just going to chop it into the tiniest of pieces. Grab our 3rd and final clove of garlic. And that is how you mince garlic.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our stove to low, and we're going to put in our minced garlic. Then take some olive oil and just slightly drizzle it. With the spatula, you're just going to kind of move the oil and the garlic around, just mixing them together. Alright, so once your garlic has started to brown, you're going to turn this to low. And the recipe really calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef, but we like our lasagna to have a little bit more meat to it. So we're going to have 2 pounds, and we didn't have 2 pounds of ground beef. So we have 1 pound of ground beef, and then we have another pound of bison. So we're going to go ahead and put it in. So now with this weird looking contraption, we're just going to start smashing our meat. Take out all your anger and frustration from the past year and just kill this meat. Would you like to take some frustration out, Andrew?
Sure.
Mixing around, making sure everything's getting cooked, so you can like fold and flip. Trying to make sure that it all gets cooked. You do not want raw beef or raw bison in your lasagna. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drain the meat and garlic mixture because we don't want all the oil in there when we start making our sauce. So what we have here is we have a bowl, paper towel inside the bowl, and then a strainer put on top. You're really not supposed to dump oil down the drain, so what we're doing is we're going to strain it into this paper towel so we can easily just throw it away. And then we're just going to set this aside for a little bit.
All right. So we're going to make our sauce now. We're going to shake our sauce cans to get all of the seasoning mixed in with everything else so it doesn't settle at the bottom. And then with our handy can opener, we're just going to set it on there and it's going to do the work for us. And just like that, no sharp edge on our lid. So to make our sauce, we're going to have the oven here set to a medium-low heat, or the stove set to a medium-low heat, and we are just going to add tomato paste, tomato sauce, cans of diced tomatoes here, and our seasoning. Bam! Just like Emerald Lagasse. Now we're going to mix all of this together, get all of our seasonings mixed together, all of our tomato paste and tomato sauces mixed together. Now that our sauce is mixed up nice and well, we're going to add our drained meat. And now we're going to mix our meat in with our sauce.
I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, ground pepper, to taste. Just gonna sprinkle it, and then just do one more quick little mix. Now we're going to cover this, move it over to a different stove on low heat, and let simmer for 30 minutes. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do while we're waiting on our sauce to simmer is we're going to boil water for our pasta. Here I have a pasta pot and it has holes. I use this because once we fill it up with the boiling water, it's easy to drain. You put the pasta in here, and when it comes to the boil and it's cooked, you can just slowly lift it out and all the water's drained out and you don't have to worry about it. So we're just gonna fill this pot up to the handles here and then let it sit until it boils.
Now we're gonna mix our cheeses together so that while we're pasting them on the noodles, they mix better. We're gonna start with our ricotta cheese. We'll add our mozzarella cheese. And now we mix.
Now that our water is hot enough, we're going to add a little bit of salt to it and a little bit of oil. And then once we've done that, you're going to take out your noodles, and we're going to need 10. So we're going to put 10 lasagna noodles into our pot. With the noodles, you don't want to cook them too long because we still have to put this in the oven and bake it. So you'll know when they're ready to go when the noodles fall into the pot. So you can see that they're stiff and they're just sticking out. When they become a little bit limp and they'll fall in, that's when you know that they're ready.
Now that our pasta is boiled, we're going to lift our noodles out and let the water drain into the other pan. And we're going to take our noodles over to the sink and rinse them off with cold water to stop the cooking process.
Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some butter and a basting brush, and we're just going to butter our dish here. Look at that work of art. Just beautiful, isn't it?
It's the best part about cooking. It doesn't have to look pretty as long as it tastes delicious.
But looking pretty, that's so plus.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Alright, so now that our dish has been buttered, we have G and A for Gunnar and Andrew. Yep. But now we're going to start layering, alright? So how we're going to do this, well, really assembling, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to just reach in our pasta pot and grab a noodle. We're just going to lay the noodle down here like this. Get up another noodle, and you're going to overlap the noodles. This dish should have 5 noodles across the bottom, so we'll do that. And then once we have that, the order that we do this will be noodles, cheese, sauce. And then you'll add one more layer of noodles, cheese, sauce. To put the cheese on, Andrew here is going to split it in half because we're going to have 2 layers. And then we're just going to take our hands and just going to kind of crumble it up on top and spread it across like so.
So Gunnar.
Yes, Andrew.
Why did you decide to make a cooking YouTube channel?
So it wasn't always going to be a cooking channel. It was first going to be like a talk show. I was going to have a talk show with my friend Caleb Berry, and we were going to talk just about, I don't know, different nerdy things or about Warriors, but that didn't quite work out. So I still wanted to do something because I had recently found a channel on YouTube called Nerdy Nummies, and I loved it so much. Rosanna's my favorite baker, and she just kind of like, I guess, inspired me to have a baking channel. And I thought, I like baking, and might try this YouTube thing out, see how it goes. So I did it, and this is the only place where I really talk and I'm expressive. So I guess it's a good medium, because usually I'm just kind of like a bump on a log, or my mom calls me a party pooper, or just no life. I mean, really, it's
we'll edit that part out.
We can keep it. Because it's true. I mean, this is the one place where I'm expressive and I'm fun. Alright, so now that our first layer of cheese is done, we're going to take a spoon and scoop half of our sauce and just kind of put it in on top of the cheese. So Andrew, how's the family?
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good?
Yeah, for a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, life can't get any better.
Are they just your little bundles of joy? 24/7?
Yeah, 24/7, 365. They're just the greatest.
Fünf noodles.
That's 5 for you non-German speaking watchers.
I wish more people in Germany would watch my videos. I do like Germany. Did not know that Andrew was born in Germany.
I was born in Germany.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Sure, yeah. I think it's fitting since you're going to West Point. My dad served 10 years in the United States Air Force and was stationed in Germany for 5. And my middle brother and I were both born over there, so we are American citizens.
So anyways, your dad was stationed in Germany.
My dad was stationed in Germany, and my brother and I were born on base, and we lived there 3.5 years of my life before my dad's contract was over and was being discharged from the Air Force.
And then lastly, just dump the rest of your pasta sauce on. Now we're just going to add some very fancy and very expensive Parmesan cheese. So we're not going to use a lot of this. Just a little bit. Just going to sprinkle this evenly across. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Make sure it's uncovered. And we'll be back to you when this is done baking. Alright, well that's it today, guys. I had a lot of fun making this today. Did you have a lot of fun?
I had a lot of fun.
Good. This looks really good. I'm really excited to try this. Quick little tip though, when you're making your sauce, it's the best time to make your sauce is the day before you want to serve. It always tastes better the next day, but it'll still taste pretty good. But if you want the perfect lasagna, the day before is probably the better time to make it. But we did it today. It's still going to taste good. It looks delicious. Smells really good as well. I'm excited. But thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I wish I could just give you like a souvenir or something that would like,
you know,
make your like.
You mean like this? Wha-bam!
Nice.
Baking in log. Oh.
Well, that's it today, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me today. Like I said, had a lot of fun. Don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next week. Bye.
See you.